You're watching WAFF 48 News at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for this special online edition of 48 News at 5. I'm Nolan Crane. And we have a 48 News update in Fayetteville, Tennessee, where the community is starting to rebuild 1 week after a big fire. WAFF 48's Faith Delp is live on the downtown square. Faith, you talked with business owners in downtown Fayetteville today. How do they describe this past week?
Right, Nolan. Well, let me step out of the way first so you can see what is left behind me. Now, 4 businesses and homes stood tall here, and early last Sunday, they went up in flames. Local business owners here tell me the whole community is just hurting. Today, I spoke to Lindsay Thompson. She owns the Revolutionary Tavern just diagonal from where the rubble now sits. Thompson got the call at 2:30 a.m. last Sunday. Her husband and son are both volunteer firefighters and rushed to the scene. She followed shortly after to gather with her community. She just opened this restaurant last September, and she tells me all of these businesses are like a family, and they've been working together to help the people who need it the most this week. Thompson grew up here in Fayetteville and says you only see this kind of community support in far and few places.
It could have been any of us, and it really hits home. I mean, you think about things like that happening, but to actually witness it happen, it's a totally different experience. So many people are willing to come and help and do whatever we can to get these businesses back on their feet. I think you only get that in a small community.
Now, coming up on Thursday this week, there will be a barbecue fundraiser, and all of those proceeds are going to go to the business owners and tenants that lived here. And coming up tonight at 10, I will have more on how all these local businesses are helping raise money to rebuild and get everyone back on their feet. Reporting live in Fayetteville, Faith Delp, 48 News on your side.
We started our Sunday off kind of gloomy out the door, but we're still seeing a good deal of dry conditions, even though those clouds are sticking around for the moment. Lots of us are dropping into those mid and low in 50s. We're seeing 55 around Huntsville and stretching all the way up to about 57 in Coleman. Some of our lower areas in the cooler spots, we're seeing Fayetteville at 52 as well. So looking out at our radar, though, we do have a few chances of showers that are finally making their way out of the area. So nice and dry expected for the rest of tonight. So we're looking ahead to mostly cloudy conditions overnight, temperatures dropping to those 40s. As we go through the rest of the week, we're going to see those temperatures warm up a little bit, and I'll walk you through the rest of the forecast coming up.
New at 5, a woman from Limestone County was killed and 2 others are hurt after a crash early this morning in Etowah County. State troopers say 65-year-old Kathy Hamilton of Elkmont died when her pickup truck left the road, hit a fence, and crashed into a pond on Riverview Drive in Gadsden. She was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 other people from Limestone County were passengers in that truck, and they're now in the hospital. No word yet on their condition. Now to a 48 safety alert. After a slowdown in January, the flu is once again ripping through the state of Alabama. As we told you last week, Madison County schools actually closed on Friday to disinfect their campuses. All schools are closed again tomorrow for President's Day. As of right now, we have not heard of any school districts planning to close for Tuesday. The CDC has Alabama in its very high alert category for flu right now. Only a handful of states have it worse at the moment. But take a look at this chart. The green line represents flu cases in Alabama. You can see a massive spike. That peaks 2 days after Christmas, then a steep decline. But there at the end, you see the numbers rising again. Right now, about 7% of emergency room visits test positive for flu. It's been more than 2 weeks and still no signs of Nancy Guthrie. But the FBI has new evidence in the search for a suspect. Today, they confirmed a glove containing DNA evidence was found about 2 miles from Guthrie's home. It appears to be the same glove worn by a person seen on a doorbell camera video the morning she disappeared. Investigators say the DNA profile on that glove matches what was found at the scene. But the DNA is apparently not matching with anyone in the criminal database, so they still don't know who exactly that person is. Now to Franklin County, where deputies have arrested a man for a list of charges, including abuse of a corpse. He's accused of stealing from a dead man. Deputies say 30-year-old Charles Burney of Mississippi is now behind bars in connection with the 2024 death of 58-year-old Charles King. They say King died while walking to his truck at a home on Highway 84. They did not go into detail on how he died, but deputies say Burney took King's wallet and broke into his truck. He's charged with abuse of a corpse, theft of property, breaking and entering, obstruction of governmental operations, and tampering with evidence. The Department of Homeland Security is still under a partial government shutdown this weekend. Democrats in the Senate say they won't approve funding for the department without serious reforms within ICE. Democrats say their demands are simple, and they also claim to have public support. They want ICE agents to not wear masks, wear identification and body cameras, and engage in targeted arrest rather than random checkpoints.
These are common sense. Police departments across America use them. We have a rogue agency. Why don't we rein them in? That's what the American people are asking Republicans, and that's why they're going to have to go along with us.
Alabama U.S. Senator Katie Britt says leaders around the country are undermining ICE, which makes their job harder.
We have local and state elected leaders that are speaking so derogatory about ICE, calling them the Gestapo, saying get in their face. You couple that with a lack of cooperation. That means whereas normally if we have a criminal illegal alien that is in their detention, they are releasing them back into the community. That means it takes more ICE officers to go find and detain and then remove that individual.
And the White House border czar says despite the partial shutdown, ICE is still carrying out operations around the country. This comes after ICE announced it was ending its work in Minneapolis after thousands of arrests and the shooting deaths of 2 American citizens. Tonight, we're covering your community in Decatur, where new members of the city council are considering an idea to pump more money into the Spirit of America 4th of July festival. Now, that festival has been a big part of Decatur's summers for almost 60 years. But get this, the city stopped funding the festival back in 2014. It's been relying on the county, sponsors, and even private groups ever since. Attendance has dropped, but last week, Parks and Rec Director Hunter Allen presented a plan for the city to pay just under $20,000 for the festival's fireworks show. He's hoping that this will help reboot the Spirit of America on the country's 250th birthday. You can read more about this in this weekend edition of Decatur Daily. Big changes are coming to Morgan County. After the break, everything you need to know about the courthouse closing for about a month. Plus, Kaylee will have highlights from the basketball court.
And we're expecting a nice stretch of weather for the work week ahead. I'll walk you through the forecast for your 10-day coming up in a moment.
Tomorrow marks 1 year since an EF1 tornado ripped through downtown Tuscumbia. Several businesses, homes, and even a school were left with significant damage, and it took months to repair. Power was out for several days from the tornado's starting point near 5th and Main all the way to Commons and the Kings, where that tornado finally lifted. Fortunately, there were no reports of any serious injuries. WAFF 48's Aria Pons will be in Tuscumbia tomorrow with a closer look at the storm recovery 1 year later. And tonight we're covering your community in Morgan County, where starting tomorrow, the courthouse, it's going to be closed for about a month. Crews are making electrical renovations. However, all in-person county services will still be available, but they have moved to different locations during this construction. We have an updated list of everywhere you can go, depending on the service you need, right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. And tomorrow is President's Day. It's one of those holidays where no one is quite sure what's open and what's not. So we're on your side, and here's what we know. Banks and federal courthouses, they're closed. There will be no mail delivery. Most county courthouses and government offices, they're also closed, including schools. Some libraries will be open. Different cities have different schedules when it comes to trash collection. Huntsville and Decatur will be picking up trash tomorrow, as will most cities and counties. Just put your cans out there to be safe. Most businesses across the Tennessee Valley also will be open tomorrow.
Now, your first alert weather forecast with Jada Russell. 48's Umbrella a Week giveaway is sponsored by Mr. Rooter, your locally owned expert plumbers for over 34 years.
Jada, you told us we would see rain. You were right. We have the rain. It's gloomy.
Absolutely.
Not much sunshine.
Not really. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine, but the rest of the week is shaping up to look a little overcast as we look at the forecast. So right now we're seeing that rain finally move out for a lot of our communities. We had a slight sprinkle or so, maybe a light misting in a couple areas right around 4:15. But at this rate, nice and dry for those expectations. Looking ahead to the rest of the night, we're expecting to see our temperatures drop significantly into some low and 50s, and some areas could touch some upper 40s. But as you'll notice, a lot of the storm that we were tracking a little bit ago has moved off to the east, so more so of a Georgia, South Carolina issue at the moment. We didn't get the brunt of this. It was farther south that they expected to see stronger storms out of this particular system. So like I mentioned, our temperatures have dropped, and it's going to be a cooler 50 overnight tonight. We'll keep that overcast condition, and that's what's going to keep us in the 50s instead of us dropping off like we typically do for a rainy afternoon or a rainy morning. So what we're expecting going into Monday, we'll see 45 degrees going into about 6 a.m. But throughout the rest of the day, nice and gorgeous sunshine anticipated. Let's walk through that with our hour by hour here. Still keeping that overcast condition throughout tonight. But as we get to 3 a.m., that's when we start to see some breaks in the clouds. But as folks get up and about for their day tomorrow, expecting to see a beautiful sunny day out of the Monday right around 10:15. Beautiful sunshine expected to raise up to about 66 or so for those highs. Nice and warm. And then as we go into the rest of the week, though, you'll notice our temperatures go up into the 70s, about 75 by Thursday. But the expectation is to see more of those overcast conditions coming through the rest of the week.
48 Sports is sponsored by Woody Anderson Ford.
Well, we're nearing the final stretch of the college basketball regular season, and of course, we had a full weekend of SEC hoops. It's 4 in a row for the Alabama men's basketball team after the 89-75 victory over South Carolina. It's the longest win streak for the Crimson Tide this conference season, and it's the kind of momentum Alabama needs with just 6 games left in the regular season. The 3 stars from Saturday's game, Aiden Holloway, LeBaron Philon, and Latrell Reitzel Jr. have been dominant this season, and Weitzel being dominant after his injury against Auburn last weekend.
6 straight games, we've hit at least 12 threes, so we're starting to shoot it like I thought we could shoot it, and getting Reitzel healthy is a big part of that. Holloway and Philon continue to shoot it well as well. The 3 of those guards have all been shooting it well. I thought got some really good energy off the bench when we didn't have the start we'd like. I thought Houston and Reitzel really came in and kind of gave us a lift.
Next up for Alabama, number 21 Arkansas will make the trip to Tuscaloosa on Wednesday. And speaking of those Hogs, it's been a tough road loss for the Tigers, falling to Arkansas 88-75. But when your leading scorer is benched indefinitely, it makes beating a ranked opponent on the road that much harder. While Keyshawn Hall did not play against Arkansas, both Tahad Pettiford and Keyshawn Murphy stepped up big, scoring a combined 51 of the 75 points scored. But with the limited rotation, both of those guys played for almost the entire ball game.
Obviously playing a shorter rotation, heavy minutes for a lot of our guys. Thought, did a good job of, putting out the effort that was required in order for us to, have a chance. Did a good job in the first half of just dwindling it down to 6. And, the beginning of the second half, we missed 3 just, wide open shots, and they come down and convert on all 3. And that was, ultimately where the game kind of got away.
Next up for the Tigers, it's a late night tip at Mississippi State on Wednesday. And just minutes ago, a thrilling end to the Daytona 500. Tyler Reddick makes a last lap pass as the leaders crash behind him. He wins the Great American Race, bringing team owner Michael Jordan to the victory lane. We'll show you those highlights tonight at 10.
And here's a look at the official medal count from northern Italy. Norway starting to pull away from the field a bit with 12 gold medals, 26 overall. The host country sitting second with 22. Team USA picked up 3 more today, but they just can't get past that third place. And here's a look at what you can see in prime time tonight right here on WAFF 48. We've got speed skating, mogul skiing, pairs figure skating, and of course, the giant slalom. Then it's WAFF 48 News tonight at 10.
I know exactly what I'm going to watch tonight.
Yeah, that's a great lineup.
That's what we're all watching, yeah.
I'm so excited about the Olympics. It's ridiculous. But here's a look at your forecast for right now. Temperatures will be a little chilly tomorrow in comparison to everywhere else. We're seeing 65 out of Monday, but going through the rest of this week, we pick it up into those upper 70s by Thursday. Although it won't be sunny all the way through, we'll see rain chances coming back by Friday. Hopefully not putting too much of a damper on evening plans, but looking ahead to next weekend, nice and comfortable back in those low end 60s. And rain chances anticipated for next Monday as well. So far, not tracking anything severe, just a couple of scattered showers in the valley.
But we want to enjoy those warmer temperatures when they come.
Absolutely. Plenty of sunshine, hopefully, for the following week. It's just a lot of cloud cover for now.
Good to know. Thank you, Jada. Thank you for joining us. More news here as it breaks, and we'll see you back tonight at 10 on TV, WAFF 48.